Vayelech. And he went. God's trumpet call presence. 9th reading from the book of Deuteronomy. 52nd reading from the Torah. Outline of Torah portion. Moshe at 120. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 1 to 3. Moshe spoke to all Israel. Verse 1 to 3. Moshe went and spoke the following words to all Israel. He said, I am 120 years old today. I can't get around any longer. Moreover, Adonai has said to me, you will not cross this Jordan. And he said, Adonai your God will cross over ahead of you. He will destroy these nations ahead of you, and you will dispossess them. Joshua, he will cross over ahead of you, as Adonai has said. The book of Deuteronomy is organized as an ancient Near Eastern covenant treaty document. Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 1 to 5 functioned as a preamble. Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 6 to chapter 3 verse 29, a historical prologue to the document. Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 1 to chapter 26 verse 19, stipulations. A. General. Chapter 4 verse 1 to chapter 11:32. B. Specific. Chapter 12 verse 1 to chapter 26 verse 19. Deuteronomy chapter 27 to 28, sanctions, curses and blessings. Summary recapitulation. Chapter 29 verse 1 to chapter 30 verse 20. Continuity and disposition. Chapter 31 verse 1 to chapter 34 verse 12. Moshe died on his birthday, the day he said he turned 120 years. That is, 7th day of the 12th month, Adar. Jewish people honor 7th day as the birthday of Moshe as well as the day he died. He received the full number of years that God allotted to him. This is also the full number of years allotted to human lifespan in general. He encouraged the Jewish people with a message of hope for the future. It is true that God did not permit him to lead Israel into the promised land, but he assured that God and Joshua will be with them. Moshe assured that the Lord will destroy the nations before you and shall dispossess them. Joshua will be leading Israel on behalf of the Lord, and the Lord will be present through the leadership of Joshua. Adonai will not fail you. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 4 to chapter 31 verse 6. Moshe encouraged the Israelites not to falter on the edge of the promised land, as the previous generation did. Moshe's instruction for the children of Israel to be strong and courageous. He assured them that God will do to them what he did to Sihon and Og, the king of the Amori, and to their land. He will defeat them ahead of you. Moshe assured to them that Adonai will go with them, and he will neither fail them nor abandon them. Moshe had led Israel for 40 years. He was a great man, one of the greatest to ever walk the earth. Moshe could go in peace, knowing that Adonai is with Joshua to lead Israel to the promised land. Joshua succeeds Moshe. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 7 to 9. Moshe's encouragement to Joshua, verse 7 to 8. Moshe summoned Joshua, and in the sight of all Israel, he said to Joshua to be strong, to be bold, for you are going with this people into the land Adonai swore to their ancestors that he would give them. You will be the one causing them to inherit it. Moshe assured that Adonai will go ahead of him and will be with him. He will neither fail you nor abandon you, so don't be afraid or downhearted. Then Moshe wrote down this Torah and gave it to the Kohanim, the descendants of Levi, who carried the ark with the covenant of Adonai, and to all the leaders of Israel. The law will be read every seventh year. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 10 to chapter 31 verse 13. Moshe gave Israel these orders. At the end of every 7 years, during the festival of Sukkot in the year of Shemitah, when all Israel come to appear in the presence of Adonai at the place he will choose. You are to read this Torah before all Israel so that they can hear it. Those that must assemble are the men, the women, the little ones, and the foreigners you have in your town so that they can hear, learn, and fear Adonai, your God, and take care to obey all the words of this Torah. This biblical commandment to assemble all Israel is called Hakhel. Its purpose is for everyone to hear and learn the Torah. The children who have not known can hear, learn to fear Adonai, your God, for as long as you live in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess. The commandment to assemble all Israel on the seventh year to read the Torah is important, especially for the children among the people of Israel. They had to be taught God's law through the proclaimed truth of God's word. They would come to a personal relationship with the Lord. Moshe and Joshua received God's charge. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 14 to verse 19. Adonai told Moshe, the time is coming for you to die. Summon Joshua and present yourselves in the tent of meeting so that I can commission him. So they went, presented themselves in the tent of meeting. Adonai appeared in the tent in a column of cloud. The column of cloud stood above the entrance to the tent. Adonai told Moshe that what will happen after he dies. He told him that the Jewish people will chase after false gods of the land where they are going, and will abandon God and break his covenant which he gave to them. God's anger will flare up and he will abandon them and hide his face from them. They will be devoured and many calamities will come on them. Then they will realize that the calamities have come on them because Adonai is not with them. Adonai said, I will hide my face from them because of all the evil they have done in turning to other gods. So Adonai commanded, write this song for yourselves and teach it to the people of Israel. Have them learn it by heart, so that this song can be a witness for me against the people of Israel. Adonai wanted the future generations to remember it. The song is what's recorded in the next parsha, Hazinu. In anticipation of their future idolatry, God inspired Moshe to compose this song. The poetic arrangement would help Israel to remember the words and themes. They will be remembered that the calamity was due to their disobedience to the covenant they made with Adonai. Warning against future apostasy. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 20 to chapter 31, 24. Adonai told Moshe that he has brought them into the land he swore to their ancestors, flowing with milk and honey. And when they have eaten their fill, grow fat, and turn to other gods, serving them, despising me, and broken my covenant, many calamities and troubles will come upon them. God was saying that the material prosperity will contribute to the people turning away from God. This song will testify before them as a witness because Their descendants will still be reciting it and will not have forgotten it. Adonai said, I know how they think even now, even before I have brought them into the land about which I swore. Moshe wrote the song the same day and taught it to the people of Israel. Adonai commissioned Joshua, son of Nun, with these words, Be strong and be of full courage, for you are to bring the people of Israel into the land about which I swore to them, and I will be with you. Joshua was not a young man at this time. He had spent his entire career as the assistant of Moshe. Joshua knows that it was his time to lead, but only after God had commissioned him. Joshua was originally named Hoshea, salvation, but Moshe changed his name to Joshua, meaning Yahweh is salvation. There were many things that in God's eye qualified Joshua to be the successor of Moshe. He led the Israel army against the Amalekites. He assisted Moshe throughout his career. He helped Moshe after the golden calf disaster. He was zealous to preserve the authority and leadership of Moshe. He was one of the two faith-filled spies, and he was a man in whom is the Spirit. Numbers chapter 27, verse 18. Moshe kept writing the words of this Torah in a book until he was done. Moshe preserves the law of God. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 25 to chapter 31, verse 30. Moshe commanded the members of his tribe, the tribe of Levi who carried the ark with the covenant of Adonai, take this book of the Torah and put it next to the ark with the covenant of Adonai your God, so that it can be there to witness against you. Moshe said, I know how rebellious and stiff-necked you are. Moshe knows how rebellious they were during his life. He feared that they will rebel against God after his death. Moshe said, Assemble for me all the leaders of your tribes and your officials, so that I can say these things in their hearing, calling heaven and earth to witness against them. After my death, you will become very corrupt and turn aside from the way that I have ordered you, and disaster will come upon you in the Aharit Hayamim, because you will do what Adonai sees as evil and provoke him by your deeds. Moshe spoke to all Israel the words of this song from the beginning to the end.